Hey learner, this is Nilesh Borate. So in this video, we will discuss the next question paper with solution. So next subject is that the Advanced Java, that is the third year BCS semester 2 subject. So this paper is conducted in April 2019 Pune University. Okay. So let's see the first question. So first question is that attempt all of the following. Each question carry the 1 mark. So my first question is that which method of hash table return a duplicate of the invoking object? So my answer is that the clone method. So by using clone method, we return the duplicate of the invoking object. Okay. So what is the hash table? Hash table store the key value pair in a hash table. So when using a hash table, you specify an object that is used as a key and the value. So student, remember this thing that when the examiner asks the one method of the duplicate of invoking object, so first explain the what is the hash table in a 1 or 2 line, then define the method of creating the duplicate of the invoking object. Okay. So see the next question, explain the use of a collection interface. Okay. So see, the collection interface is the foundation upon which the collection framework is built. It declares the core method that all collection will have, because all collection implement the collections. Familiarity with its method is necessary for a clear understanding of the framework. Collection framework is the unified architecture for representing and manipulating the collection. So they are the abstract data type representing the collections. Interface allow the collection to be manipulated independently of the details of the representation. So this is the use of a collection interface. So describe this answer for the 5 to 6 line. Okay. So the next question is that what is the use of a commit in a transaction in a Java? So students, you know that the commit use in the RDBMS. Okay. So same use in here Java. So this method of a collection interface save all the modification made since the last commit. So when you call the commit, it means the complete or the close the current transaction. Okay. So next question, write the advantages of using the type 4 driver. Okay. So there are the 4 types of a driver: type 1, type 2, type 3 and type 4. So here we discuss the type 4 driver. So see here, it is also called as a native protocol driver or the thin driver. Okay. So see here, this is the diagram. JDBC API, then Java application. Java application is communicate with the API and the thin driver, and the thin driver is communicate with the database. Okay. So this is the platform independent and performance is the very good. So describe this point with this suitable diagram. Okay. So next one is that explain and write the syntax of a get cookies method in a servlet. Okay. So see here, what is the cookie? Cookie is a small piece of information that is the persist between the multiple client requests. Cookie has a name and has a single value, and there are the many optional parameters. Okay. So javax.servlet.stp.cookie class provide the functionality of using the cookies. So see here, this is the method get cookie and the return type is the cookie array. Okay. So the method of HTTP servlet request interface is used to return all the cookies from the browser. Okay. So next question is that state the 3 methods which are used for the session tracking. Okay. So see here, I can explain here the many more methods, but in exam you write any of these 3. Okay. So see here, first explain what is the session. So session simply means a particular interval of a time. Session tracking is a way to maintain the state of an user. It is also known as a session management in servlet. So this is your first method, get attribute. Okay. So get the value from the session, then the get creation time. Okay. So they return the time when session was created. Then get ID. When session is created, then one by default ID is created. So by using get ID function, you can return the ID of the session. Then the remove attribute, remove the attributes in the session, then set attribute, set or add the attribute in a session. So explain the any three methods in paper. Okay. Next, write a general syntax of a include directive in a JSP. Okay, see here, syntax is that this is your include directive % and there is a @ sign, here include the one file. So use of this syntax or the use of this directive is that you can include the one file in a program or import the one package in your the program. Okay. So next question is that the why synchronization is used to implement the threading in a Java. Okay, see here, by using the synchronize keyword in Java provide the locking mechanism which ensure the mutually exclusive access to the shared resources and prevent the data race. So synchronize keyword also prevent the reordering of a code statement by the compiler, which can cause a subtle concurrent issues if you don't use the synchronize or the volatile keyword. So this keyword involves the locking and the unlocking mechanism. Okay. So by using this synchronize keyword, you can lock the one thread till the another thread complete the operation. And by using this synchronize keyword, one by one thread can execute their code separately. Okay. So there is no simultaneous execution. So this concept is very helpful in a multi-threading. So next one is that how do we set the priority to the thread? Okay. So see here, by using the set priority method, we can set the priority to the thread. There are the three priorities: mean priority, norm priority and the max priority. So priority is defined in between the 1 to 10 numbers. So if number is at 1, then there is a mean priority, 5 means the norm priority, 10 means that the max priority. So by default priority is that the 5 means that the norm priority. So next question is that list the any two methods of a URL class. See here, URL means uniform resource locator. So these are the some methods, explain any two. So see here, by using the get protocol, it return the protocol of URL, and get host return the host name of URL, get port return the port number, and here return the file name of the URL. Okay. So here we finish the first question, then proceed to second question. See here, in question 2, attempt the any two of the following. There are three questions. So first question is that what is the precompiled SAC? When it is used, explain with an example. So student, this is the confusing question. So many students don't understand what is this question. So this question is in the database topic. Precompile means that the prepared statement. Here explain the prepared statement with a program. Okay. So see here, prepared statement is a precompiled statement. Prepared statement compile the SQL statement in the first run itself. Okay. So prepared statement compile and run the SQL statement on the first run and simply execute without compiling. So it save a lot of time. Okay. So let's see the one program. See here. So this is your program. Import the some packages. Here the SQL util package. Then this is your class name, main method. In try, first load your driver, then make a connection. Here creating the object of a scanner means that accepting the input from a keyboard. Here we accept the roll number, name, address, mobile, percentage. So students use any two variable means that the roll number and name. Okay. So there is no need to define the 5 variables. Okay. So instead of 5, use only 2. Then here there is an query, insert query. Okay. So this is an example of a prepared statement. So here students, you can use insert, update or the delete query. Okay. So this is the example of a insert. So insert into student value. So these are the some placeholder. Okay. So by using prepared statement, we create an object. Okay. And here we fill all these question marks by using the different data types. Here execute update. If the query runs successfully, then it return 1. If it is 1, then this is message record inserted, otherwise not inserted. Okay. So this is the one example. So explain the prepared statement, some description, syntax and one program. Okay, so going to next question. So my next question is that write a servlet to get the information about the server, such as name of server, port number of server. Okay, see here, this is the one program. Here we import the some packages, IO package, servlet, HTTP, util. Okay, so this is your class, extend the HTTP servlet. Here we define the one do post method. Okay, so do post or the do get. There are the two methods of a servlet, used anyone. Okay, so here we set the content type of the browser. Okay, so by default content type is that the text HTML, so there is no need for the many updated browser. Next, the print writer object, out equal to response.getWriter, and here we use the some built-in methods. See here, if you want to print the server name, then there is a method get server name. All these methods called by using the REQ object. So REQ is the HTTP servlet request object. Okay, so request.get server name, here server name will be printed, then here port number, server info. Okay, then here server info name, server info version. Okay, so this is your answer. So proceed to next question. So my next question is that explain the thread synchronization with an example. Same question occur in a question number 1 in a 1 mark. Here we explain the synchronization in 5 marks. Okay, so see here, same we describe what is the synchronize. So by using synchronize, they perform some locking mechanism. Okay, so these are the some uses to prevent the thread interface and to prevent the consistency problem. Okay, so now we see the one example of synchronization. See here, this is your program. So here we create the one class. My class name is that the table. So this is your method print table. Here we pass the one number. Then by using for loop, my iteration start from the 1 to 5. Here print n into I. So if the value of n is the 100, then 100 into 1, 100 into 2, all these numbers are printed here from range 1 to 5. Okay, and the thread is sleep the 400 millisecond, means that the 0.4 second. Okay, so this is one class. Then see here, these are the two threads. This is your thread 1, this is your thread 2. Okay, here we create the object of a table. Okay, and this is your constructor. By using this keyword, assign the object t to this parameter t. Then by run method, we call the print table function and pass the parameter 5. Print table function is in the class table function. Same here in thread 2, call the print table function and pass the parameter 100. So here parameter is the 100, here parameter is the 5, and this function is synchronized function. So in main method, we create the object of a two thread, pass here the object of a table and call the start function. Start function means that we start the thread, means here both run functions here calling. Okay, and the two threads are running simultaneously. So if you not mention the synchronize keyword, then see here output is that if your number is that the 5, see here 5 into 1 5, then 10, then 15, 20 and 25. Here if number is the 100, then 100, 200, 300, 400 and the 500. If there is no synchronized word, then all these numbers are printed random order. Okay, they mixed up with each other because here sleep time is that the 0.4 second. Okay, so if one thread is going to sleep, then next thread is running till the previous thread not wake up. Okay, so by using synchronize keyword, if the one thread is printing the answer or the perform the some operation, the next thread goes to the lock mode. Okay, and if previous thread finish the operation, then automatically next thread is wake up and previous is going to lock mode. Okay, so by using this way, if you use the synchronize keyword, then output is that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. After that 100, 200, 300, 400 and 500. they not mix up with each other. Okay, so order may be different, means on many computers, so first this is order 5, 10, 15, 20, 15, this is your second order, and other machines that 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, this is your first order, this is your second order, because both thread have the normal priority. Okay, but they not mix up with each other, that is the like this way, 100, then 5, then 200, 300, then 10, 15. Okay, so they're not printing like this way. So there is a possibility if there is not a synchronized keyword. Okay, so students, write this example on your paper. So going to next question. So see here, we finished the question number 2, then proceed to question number 3. Attempt any two of the following. So my first question is that the write a JDBC program that accept the department from user and display the employee information who have the maximum salary from that department. Now here we consider or assume the table of employee and department. Okay, and there are the some columns like the employee ID, employee name, salary, department number, department name. Okay, so here we assume there are the two tables, employee and the department, and there is a relation in between these. Many employee work in a one department. Okay, so there is a relation in between the employee and the department, means that, okay, means that department number is in the employee table, means that D number is your department number. So this primary key is going to the foreign key of this the employee table. Okay, so if you assume the some columns like the employee ID, employee name, designation, salary, then see here, print the details of that the employee who have the maximum salary. Okay, so see here, we import the some packages here. This is your main method, loading the driver, connection, this is your scanner method. Okay, then see here, enter department name from the keyboard, then this is your query. Here we define the nested query. Okay, so see here, first internal query, select the maximum salary from the employee comma department, where department.d number equal to employee.d number and d number equal to DEPT. Okay, so this is your inner query. So by using this query we get the maximum salary. Okay, and this maximum salary is assigned to the outer query. See here, select star from the employee, means get the information of the all the employee whose salary is the maximum, means here salary variable assign the maximum of this the inner query answer. Okay, so here by using the statement result set, we print the result like this way, employee ID, name, designation and the salary. We close all the connection. So this is the answer of that the question. So write this program carefully. So going to next question. So my next question is that explain the servlet life cycle. Okay, so life cycle is very important. On first semester there is an applet life cycle, and this semester there are the 3 life cycles, servlet, thread and the JSP. In this question paper, the examiner asked the 2 life cycle in the paper, servlet as well as the JSP. Okay, so first we see the servlet life cycle. See here, this is the life cycle of a servlet. So this is your the servlet class. Okay, first instantiation and the loading the servlet engine, then initialization of the servlet instance, then it is ready to accept the request, then destruction, and there is the garbage collection. So these are the cycle. So see the one by one. So first one is that the loading the instantiation of a servlet. Okay, so here we load, here the servlet engine load a servlet using the Java class loading facility. So this engine can load the servlet from the local file system. Okay, so next we see that initialize a servlet. Okay, so once the servlet engine is load the request, then engine must initialize the servlet. Okay, so there is an init method. So if you define or if you perform the some initialization work in the servlet, then add the init method in a program. Okay, then request handling, this is a very important method. If you can do the program by using the generic servlet, then there is an service method. Okay, and if you perform your program by using the HTTP servlet, then there is an do get or the do post method. So this method is very helpful to communicate the client and the server. Okay, so client request the server and server respond to that the client. So this is the request handling the step. Okay, so going to next, destroying a servlet. So this is the last stage. So if you close the browser, then servlet engine determine that a servlet should be destroyed if engine allows a servlet to release the resources it is using. So once the engine destroys servlet, then it cannot route any more request to that the servlet. Okay, so this is the life cycle of that servlet. So explain in paper. Okay, so going to next question. So my next question is that one Java program to accept the name of n cities, insert the same into array list, display the content of same array list, also remove all these elements. Okay, so see here, this is your program. Import the util package. Okay, util package is imported, and this is your class array list to array. This is your main method. We create the object of a scanner. Here accept the n from user, create the object of array list. Here accept the n cities name from user by using for loop, accept the one city name and add it to the array list. Okay, so if how many cities, if your the city, if your n is the 3, and here by using the 3 times you add the 3 city name in array list. For example, Pune, Mumbai and the Satara. Okay, here we print this array list, and by using remove all method we remove all the items or all the objects in that the array list, because in question there is mentioned that remove all these elements. So by using remove all function, or there is a one more function, I think that is the clear function. Okay, then delete all the objects in that the list. So see here, after removing there is an empty collection list. Okay, so here we finished our the third question. So going to last question. So in last question, solve the any one, A or B. So first we see that the A, then there are the sub question. So first question is the 4 marks. Explain the scripting element in JSP. Okay, so now in this point I can explain all the components, but in this question you have to explain only the scripting element. Okay, so this is the scripting tag. Okay, and these are the example, means only this column is explained in the paper, but question is like the explain the components in a JSP. Then there are the 4 components: scripting, directive, declaration and the expression. These are the 4 components. Okay, but now here only explain the scripting elements. So these are the scripting elements. These are the normal tag. Okay, opening percent and the percent closing. So in this tag you can use all the expressions, statements, printing statements. Okay, so see here one example, HTML body. So out.print welcome to JSP, body close, HTML close. So this is a simple element, that is the scripting element. So see here the directives. Okay, so by using directive, here in syntax use the @ sign. So they used when you want to include or import the page in your program. So see here we import the java.util date, and here my answer is that the new date. Next, expression tag. So this is your syntax, percent equal. Okay, so they execute this expression and print the result. Then declaration, in this declaration tag declare the some variable or the function. Okay, so this is your declaration tag, declare one variable, and here we print the value of that variable. Okay, so see the question is that only print the scripting element. So here only print this column answer. Okay, if the question is that explain the components in a JSP, then all these 4 components are explained. Okay, so going to next question. So my next question is that, see here, what is the URL? Explain the any two methods of a URL connection class. Same question asked in a question number 1. Okay, so here this question asked in a 4 marks. So see here, URL stands for again uniform resource locator. Okay, java.net.url class represent the URL. So there are the several methods. See here, get path, they return the path of the URL. Then get query, return the query part of the URL. Then get authority, return the authority of the URL. Again return the port number, protocol, host, file, default port. Okay, so explain the any two method here. Then next question is that, state the 2 ways in creating a thread. So there are 2 ways. First one is that the extend thread, and second way is that the implements runnable. Okay, so these 2 threads are explained with the syntax. Okay, so here we finish the question 4a part, then going to b part. See here, in b, first question is that explain the life cycle of JSP. Okay, so similar to servlet, there is an life cycle of a JSP. See, this is the one example. So first initialization. Okay, so this is your request response. Client and server are communicate by using this service method, then destroy. Okay, first compilation phase. Okay, then going to next phase is that initialization. Here we use the JSP edit method. This is your initialization code. Then execution. Here the request and the response, both tasks are performed, means that the client send the request to server, then server execute this request and return the result to the client. Then final one is that the JSP cleanup. Here we destroy the JSP object. Okay, so this is the JSP lifecycle. Going to next question. So my next question is that explain the user authorization in a session with an example. So see here, this is the user authorization by using the session. When the session is created, then there is an default ID generated. So this ID is that the session ID. So if you combine the cookie and the session in a program, then my ID is named at that the JESSION ID. So this is your the session syntax, HTTP session, J session equal to request.get session. Now this is the J session ID. So this ID is stored in a cookie. Okay, and see here response.add cookie. Now you are not supposed to add the JSON ID cookie yourself. The container will do it for you. Also, you should create the session once in your app. Once the session JSession ID cookie is stored in the user's browser, it will send along with the request. Okay, so by using this ID, we check this is the valid user. If it is, then log in and open this home page. If it is not, then display this is the invalid username ID. Okay, and they give the one error message. Okay, and ask again the login page. So this is your the authorization in a session. Okay, so going to next question. So my next question is that explain the use of a set auto commit. It is like a normal commit function. So see here, if you commit a database, then it save all the changes that have been done till that the particular point. Okay, so you can turn off or the on the auto commit using the set auto commit method of the connection interface. Okay, so this is your the method public void set auto commit, parameters value. Okay, so value to enable auto commit mode, true or the false. This is the 2 mark question. Okay, so now here we finish the all the questions. So thank you, see you on next question paper. So if you have any queries, then comment on our query in comment box, likes and subscribe the channel. See you on next question paper.